show! From Michael Bay to Marvel, UK, everyone on input screen. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot turns wet dream. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring your mom, let's drink her own, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, the party and the flow. Friday nights, let's go, Transformers the show.
So, welcome to Transformers the Show, episode 257, where we're going to look at our favourite Transformer crossovers, which we might have done about 4 weeks ago, but a lot changes since then, more crossovers, and we're going to be looking at forgotten toys and forgotten cartoons, maybe because they were not very good. Didn't use the word there, Pish, because I'm changing, not using these awful words anymore. I'm moving forward. And we're going to be thinking about, is Transformers in decline? I say not. So that's the end of that discussion. So now we're going to go into the news and see what sexy news we have available for us today once I find the freaking intro.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
The dial shall not be touched. Right, we'll start off with the mainline. Are we calling it Hasbro licensed? Let's not get into that argument. Let's just get on with it. So, via the TFW 2005 board member Transmimi, we got in-hand images of collaborative Naruto Shippuden crossed with Transformers Kurama and Gamakichi. I probably massacred the names there, so I apologize if I have. But, I don't know what this shit is. I really don't. I'm just being honest. This is not my wheelhouse at all. But if you like it, great. At least you've got the option to buy it. So apparently is a nine-tailed fox, which can transform into the final combined form of Naruto and Kurama.
Why do you
I've
need
ordered
9
this.
tails? Cool.
Why
wouldn't
not?
you have them? Yeah. Always with the negatives, Pete. Come
Yeah,
on.
I didn't know you were anti-nine-tails
Why-
person.
Why do you need
Why?
What best of you?
I've literally just said I know nothing about this.
Isn't enough.
Does anybody in our lovely team?
Look, I can lie about it convincingly and say it's all down to legend, and the more tails they have, the more power they have. So a nine-tailed fox or a nine-tailed squirrel, which it kind of looks more like, is going to be very powerful.
I actually do know, and you're
Yes,
not
I knew
wrong.
you would.
You're actually pretty right.
Well,
Well,
a high intellect.
Yeah.
Then go on, Andrew.
No, I was gonna say, it's quite a powerful demon monster that lives in this child's belly, and this is the final form. Spot on.
Great for the kids.
there was
Hey,
me
kids.
thinking it was
Is
weird.
that a euphemism for childbirth?
Not sealing away demons in a child.
That was the strange direction to take it in general. Anyway, this
When all the
apparently
cages
appears to be a heavy retool of the Kingdom Cheeto mold and comes with chakra effect and Rasengan effect, kanais, and other accessories inspired by the anime. There's also a smaller core class transformable Gamakichi, which is a frog, apparently, or transforms into a frog, I should say, or he is a frog. I don't know. But Andrew does. Andrew can clear this up for us. Is there a reason why there's 3 of them, Andrew? Or is it just...
It's because he can multiply himself in the show. So big thing that you do. So
It's gonna get
some
expensive.
army builder.
This is why we invited him on. Literally just for this new section. Because none of us had a
he's in his
clue.
own.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Andrew.
yeah. Has anybody else ordered this? Anybody?
No.
I have.
No, what a ludicrous suggestion.
It looks awesome, though. I don't see why you wouldn't want to order it.
Because it doesn't look
Is
awesome.
that because you've ordered it?
Yeah, exactly. If Jamie's ordered it, it looks awesome. If he
Take
hasn't
your
ordered it,
glasses off. I swear it'll look better.
that's not how I work. Anyway, we'll go on to the G2 Grimlock, I think it is. Yeah, it is the leader G2 Grimlock that we're getting from Age of the Primes, and somebody, which was Meme Tronus, has got it in hand and taken some photos just of the robot mode and wheelie. And the wheelie is coloured to look like that one kind of storybook picture where he was weird colours and he looked like he was in a jungle somewhere. People who know. Is any of this making you desperately desire to buy another version of this mold?
No.
I'm guessing, Jamie, you have.
I can't get it until I get the G2 yellow Grimlock. It should have been that because I did buy it, and now if I buy the blue one, I would need to complete the set. So I'm kind of confused, stuck.
Well, it's not like you to do that, is it?
No,
But there he is.
Who's enforcing that you need to buy it or not?
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's one of
God,
these
that's
unwritten
awful.
rules of the universe, and sadly, I don't make those rules. I just have to follow them.
you kind of just have made the rules, haven't you?
I'm not.
Literally in your
I'm
head.
innocent.
Oh, here we go. Right, YOLO Park. On their Instagram and Facebook, they updated with images of the colour prototypes of their new AMK Mini G1 and Bayverse figures, plus apparently some reveals. This was from the Hong Kong Toys and Games Fair event. And these figures are the AMK Minis are 10 to 12 centimeters in height. All come pre-painted and pre-assembled. Pre-assembled? Really? Oh, they just mean like you can just clip them together. Surely they don't come already, otherwise that takes half of the fun away. Anyway, 18 points of articulation on each one, interchangeable hands and weapons. And if you'd like a list of the characters, I've got one. Jazz, RC, Cliffjumper, IDW Orion Pax, Ironhide Ratchet, Hot Rod, Hound, Prowl, IDW Bumblebee, Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, and Dark of the Moon Megatron.
There was some controversy about, I think Show Z was advertising it, but they were using good pictures and stop motion, but they had AI in the middle where the AI would animate the figures. And to be
Scandalous.
honest, it kind of looked kind of cool, to be fair, with the AI. And
It looked great, but people.
yeah,
people
I mean,
scared of
AI is only going to get better, and it's going to be harder to tell. Well, I mean, obviously you'll tell it with toy figures the way they move, but it's going to be harder to tell when you use the AI and how much AI you do use.
For Christ's sake, Jamie, this is how Skynet starts. Just we need to stop it now. Nip it in the bud. Oh yeah, this. So this is from the new Transformers series Cyberworld. We may have our first look at one of the line's toys called Mega Bull, and we see it in both robot and bull modes. On the listings, there was something called Meg Bull. And we think this is what this is, or at least a prototype of it. And if you look at the head, can you see it's got a kind of Megatron-y head? Obviously with horns, but... So some people have made that observation and wondered whether this is a new form for Megatron. But we don't know, because we haven't been told anything, and this is just something that's obviously been leaked somehow. Although there seems to be a lot of prototype-type bots behind him.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Somebody at Hasbro's getting sucked. Anyway, probably not. And there's the bull mode with shoulder horns, as you do. Big bull face.
Big bull face.
And I assume the number on the top is referring to something to do with the prototype. But anyway, there you go.
It would be interesting to know if a lot of these prototypes are coming directly from the factory, which means they're legitimate. I mean, the factory, most of the contracts I think Hasbro signed probably because they didn't bother checking it too well. You know, factories are allowed to sell 15% of their stock and to share their stock. So,
well, there's other prototype-looking ones in the background. So I wondered if this was photos that maybe one of the designers has taken, shared with somebody, and then it's got leaked out.
Because remember, Hasbro is the same company that sent in a private SWAT team to get someone who got some Dungeons and Dragons cards early, which he bought legitimately from a shop.
Yeah,
so they're not exactly
sensible policies.
They're not going to sit in the backside unless they think it's totally legit.
Making America great again. We'll move on. Here is Notrab with photos of G2 Breakdown from Legacy United. And I know we saw some previous photos of this, but, Notrab tends to make things look really good. And he has done once again here. And I do love these colours. I'm not even sure this counts as news anymore. We've seen so many photos of it, but I like it, so I stuck it in there.
So pretty.
It is very, very early 90s colours. Love it.
Need a
And you
box
have
set.
to assume, you have to assume we're getting the rest of them. Or Hasbro are going to drop an expensive box set with the remaining members or something just to...
Well, that'd be
These
so
people.
annoying. Typical Hasbro.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is part of their repertoire at the moment. But this looks really cool, and I am liking it. So this will be bought. And then these are the big news of the week, but it's the thing that's dropping with a lot of people at the moment, so it kind of makes it big news, is the Takara Transformers MPG09 or 09 Super Ginrai. And these, again, come from Notrab, who's been taking some photos. And I know some of our friends of the show have already got theirs.
Spider Father has also got his, and he's taking some exceptional photos of this figure. So it's worth to check him out on Instagram and on Twitter and Bluesky.
Correct.
It's just so pretty. I can't wait to get mine. It
Well, I hope
shows
you
me
enjoy it.
everything.
You deserve it.
Thanks, mate.
You've not got long left, mate.
I was going to say that was the most insincere thing. You deserve it. Oh, I love it. The arm things sticking up on the truck are still far too big. But, I'm picking holes now, aren't I? It looks
John,
good.
do you find it more attractive than Ultra Magnus?
I mean, that's just a silly question, Jamie. Of course not. Of course not. We can't have anything more
Is
attractive.
his
than
gun
Ultra
not big enough?
It's too big. He's overcompensating. See, that wouldn't happen with Ultra Magnus.
Yeah,
His
you
gun's
want a gun where you need
right
two hands,
size.
don't you, mate? Two hands to hold your gun.
Why are you
You're
ruining
right.
this today?
Maybe I've got to ask. I feel like we need an intervention after this. Anyway, you know what? Let's just crash on. There is as just Ginrai, I guess, and then
I was
Super
really
Ginrai.
looking forward to getting it until we started.
Yeah, wait till you get your two hands around his big gun. You'll love it.
Oh, come on.
Hey, don't look at me. He started it. I'm just, yeah. There you go.
Finishing it.
Now you just took it to the next level. Anyway, it looks really good though. Oh, it's really annoying because it's actually starting to look good. So that's really annoying. God damn it. We all pretty much convinced ourselves we didn't want it, and now we do.
I didn't.
And the thing is, Pete's getting really good at taking photos now, so he'll take photos and we'll want it as well, and that'll be so annoying.
Yeah. And there he is with his electricity hands and things, and damn it. Andrew, have you ordered this? Have you got it?
No, I've not pre-ordered it, but it is, like you guys are saying, it's getting more and more tempting as more pictures come
Isn't
out
it?
and more people get it in hand.
A lot of
What about
people say it kind of
Especially
fit.
the other guy who goes with him, I forget his name. Armor. God
Bomber.
Right.
Yeah, but they changed it in America, didn't they? Because, can't say God Bomber in America.
Understandable.
I forgot what they changed it to. No, it's true. That's literally why they changed it. And what did they call the other one? They changed it for America. When they re-released the G1 versions, and they had to change God Bomber because you can't call it God Bomber in America. So
What did they change it to?
I can't remember now. It was still something Bomber, but it wasn't God. Oh, somebody in the chat will remember.
I don't know.
I haven't got AK-47.
Yeah.
Yeah.
M16 Bomber. No, wait, no, that sounds wrong. But yeah, I know what you mean, because the fans hobby one, they've had that, haven't they? Out anyway. They all look good. It looks
The
good.
people say
God damn you all.
it kind of fits in with Chug's scale because the real power is meant to be big.
We saw some comparison photos last week, didn't we? We showed some rather, and you could see then that you probably could get away with it in your Chug display. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Transformers Legacy United Armada Universe Wheeljack, again via Notrab. He's been very busy this week. Yeah, it's Wheeljack from Transformers Armada, which means something to you if you know who he is and what he is. An Autobot turned Decepticon, but he's not really that much of a bad guy. but he kind of is. You got to watch the cartoon. That's why he's all about things. Anyway,
Why does he look like Sideswipe?
he just did. Like, I think at the time when the toy originally came out, and well, at least the character was revealed, people just kind of assumed it was going to be a Sideswipe, and then it turns out in the cartoon, and obviously the toy is called Wheeljack. Maybe Sideswipe. Well, Sideswipe was used for a different figure, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The blue.
They've got to keep using the name. To
Yeah,
keep the name.
exactly. So then they obviously needed to use the name Wheeljack, and that's why we got this in the cartoon. His backstory is actually quite interesting, though. There's reasons why it is the Decepticons, but it's a mistake.
Why
Anyway,
nicer uniforms?
I'm not spoiling it. I feel like you're referencing something else.
I know.
And again, we should probably speak.
I know
Jesus.
are evil, but they look so good.
Wait, are we the bad guys? Anyway, and there's his car mode. I mean, we've seen this. It is the Sideswipe mold.
I love his overcoat. Oh.
Very warm in winter. And there he is with a gun on his roof. Looking good. I'm gonna be honest, I do like this because I liked the original character from Armada, but I actually think it looked better in the shattered glass Sideswipe colours than it does in this, but that's a personal choice, I suppose. Then some sad news, I suppose. Not necessarily something we haven't seen coming, but unfortunately Transformers Reactivate will not be coming out. We won't be getting it. They've ceased developing it, and even more unfortunately, that means that there's, as it says in that statement, a number of people who may be at risk of redundancy and losing their jobs as a result of this. So yeah, really, really sad anyway, but especially sad because of those people who might be losing their income from it. But it's not a surprise. We knew this was coming. I think we all saw this coming because of how long this has taken.
I know, but sometimes you always have hope. It's been down to mismanagement, and new management comes over, because it seems to me, from what people have mentioned, that mismanagement came in quite early, and people weren't even working on it a couple of years back, and not working fully on it, and it's just died a death.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Because it's the workers that suffer, isn't it? And this industry has been choking the life out of these people.
It is. It's a massive shame, but we wait to see. I mean, Hasbro been plowing a lot of money into like mobile games and stuff like that, or at least they've been putting their license out there for them to Transformers to be used for a lot of mobile games. So maybe I don't know, maybe they're more cost effective, but never really felt like this was properly going to make it. So it's a shame. Then we have another Predaking coming. Takara have actually revealed this. This is their Transformers T-Spark Adamus Makida AMT-02 Predaking, which transforms and combines. So we're obviously, I assume, getting a full set of these. And this is from the same line that we're getting the IDW Rodimus from, or Hot Rod, depending on which way you look at it. Which, I mean, that figure looks awesome. I don't think it's very cheap, but it looks awesome. So again, could be an expensive Predaking set for us all to pick up.
I think a lot of people will be getting this. And to me, it seems like a good standalone figure to buy. Even if you're a Transformers collector who just cherry picks and comes in now and again, this might be something that you'll purchase and be your purchase of the year.
I guess it depends how much it's going to cost. We will see, because we don't know.
And if
Cat Slayer money.
Do you think that ever really puts off Transformer collectors, though? I mean, we say it a lot, but I just think sometimes we like to complain.
I mean, we got to be
about it.
realistic about the fact that some people can't afford necessarily to pick it up. But then that's just the way of the world. You can't buy everything, can you? So, if you can't afford it,
Well, I mean,
there's other options.
in the sense that people that tend to buy these sort of masterpiece-esque type of figures would probably go for this.
Is this masterpiece scale though? Because I don't think we've had.
I meant esque or de facto masterpiece in the sense it's very stylized. You've got a third party unified with Takara, meaning it can actually transform. With third parties, they're not allowed to transform unless it's a very special edition, like the Hot Wheels Optimus Prime thing, wasn't it? But I think so. So this is quite unique.
We'll have to wait and see. I suppose. I mean, is this coming from Takara though? Because it's listed as Takara. And I thought the Takara one wasn't that working with, was it Furai? Anyway, we'll find out. This is all we've had so far, just these two pictures. I'm sure we'll get more news in it as the weeks go by. And then there was this, which caused much excitement amongst the Beast Wars fans, because we have our first look at the MPG-50S. I mean you, Pete. MPG-15 masterpiece, Rat Trap. Although, is he called Rattle in Japan? I don't know, but that's what. Yeah, that's what they listed the name as originally when they showed these, and I was like, "Has he got a different name? Surely not." Pre-orders apparently going live on February the 10th, with a release date towards the end of September, and priced at 15,000 Japanese yen. Although I think I saw something that said it would be about $95 US. So, all the Beast Wars fans,
We'll be a nuclear war by then. We'll be fine.
Pete will have pressed the button.
Yeah. all 4 Beast Wars fans are going to be rejoicing over this.
Woohoo!
Here we go. Apparently, it comes with. I love the list of what it comes with. Takara never change. It comes with main body. I mean, you kind of feel like it should come with a main body.
Yeah,
it would be a bit disappointing if it didn't. Rifle, bombs ×2, replacement mouse head, because who doesn't need one of those? A replacement robot mode faces, at least 2. An adapter for interacting with Optimus Primal, and a stand adapter.
An adapter for interacting with Optimus Primal.
Yeah, well, it's all getting a bit too sexy tonight. Anybody
So
know
can-
why they've highlighted that on the gun?
Hmm.
Anybody have an idea?
The only interesting bit on the fucking model.
Oh, Pete, the
No.
champion of Beast Wars.
3 cocks. Maybe that's what it means. 3 cocks to the gun. I don't know.
That's my favorite of the photos.
Wow.
Because of
Do
its.
you like it?
Oh,
Oh, I love it. It's that early 2000 graphics, pixelated. I mean,
I
those
just
two
want to see the
faces look
adapter.
great, don't they? And the extra rat head. Just great.
Mouse.
Look, if you are, no, well, he's called Rat Trap. I'm pretty sure it's a rat.
No, it's an extra mouse head.
It did say mouse head. It's a rat.
Yeah.
Somebody have a word with themselves.
Ratis, which is a
Look,
Latin.
Beast Wars
name
fans
for
will be
rat.
excited about it, won't they? At the end
And
of the day.
there's lots of people in the chat that are excited about it. So
Exactly.
good for you. Hope you enjoy it. Don't bring it anywhere near me.
You sounded about as sincere as Jamie did earlier. Right, moving on.
I will burn
This was an
it
interesting-
and you with fire.
Fox is old English for badger, I think.
Takara Tomy. What? Takara Tomy, Transformers Twitter have shared a first teaser image of the new Synergex series Macross 7 crossed with Transformers collaboration. This time, Transformers teams up with the Macross 7 anime from 1994. Remember then? The tease image reveals a robot similar in design to the transformable Valkyrie from the anime, but featuring a chest similar to Optimus Prime. This mecha is called Bazara Prime, not Bizarra, Bazara, which combines the name of the Macross 7 protagonist and singer Bazara Neki. Who's Bazara Neki? Anyway, with Optimus Prime. And we can spot a guitar strap on the teaser image. I suppose we can. Just there.
Someone
yeah.
was agreeing with
Oh,
you
yeah.
that Rat Trap is called Rattle there, Andy.
Thank you. I mean, not that I like new. I just guessed it from what they'd written. Woohoo. Knowledge is power. I'm strangely, I don't know if I want this, but I'm strangely interested into what it's going to look like. And it's got a guitar strap, which suggests it's going to have a guitar.
I can feel my strings anytime.
Oh, God.
Well, won't be buying that then.
Did you not? You clearly didn't have your usual shower before the show, Jamie. Hey, God knows when this
It's
is
what
coming
you
out.
do in your show that's important, and I missed that bit out.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, that was what I was hitting up. But all right, that's stronger. Right, moving on rapidly. Some sad news, I suppose, for fans in Asia, because Hasbro Pulse Asia is shutting down. Not necessarily a massive surprise when you think they're in competition with a number of companies, including AliExpress, which seems to be hugely popular.
They've not said shutting down, they went pause. Which I'm
Well,
not really sure what that
the
means
write-ups-
in business
The
lingo.
write-ups that I've seen from the Transformers news sites have all said closing down. So, shutting down is the wording they have used. So take it up with them.
But Pulse
but
have
not
used
after it
the
later.
word in pause. I'm just
Yeah, but they lie. Hasbro, as if they tell the truth. Have we got
I
more
do
news?
I do
Yeah, we have.
wonder if that's because literally the factories are in Asia. A lot of the shops and the warehouses are going to have access to these factories much better and easier and know how to manage it. So it almost takes away why do we need Pulse there in the first place.
This is true.
Yeah.
I did wonder because, like, you do feel like you wouldn't need it there.
Well, they obviously agree.
I should work for Hasbro. Not evil.
And it was
This-
Hong Kong. It was one part in Asia, so the Singapore store might still be there.
Okay, right. We'll move on. This is an upgrade kit for.
I don't think you
Galaxy
realise how important
Prime.
that actually is. Singapore is a big, huge hub which transports around the planet. So
Put it in an email. This is the Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime upgrade kit that doesn't actually upgrade it into a particular character, but just into a hero and a villain. And it's basically their Nova Prime kit, but with some additional bits and pieces and recolored, obviously. So I've chucked it in here. Yes, I know DNA Designs is third party, but they've made it for a mainline bot, so that's why it goes in here. So there you can see the upgrade kit. If you want your Prime to look like that thing on the right, then you can.
if
Who
I
has the
just
shelf space for that?
shared something dodgy from Guzzy Hero, is my Japanese isn't very good, but is that like Red Light District Optimus Prime girl you mean by using Koto? But
Koto Bikita.
yeah.
Oh well,
That's the
look, we had a
that's the-
good run.
That's the statues.
Oh,
Dodgy.
yeah.
The pretty girl statue ones.
Yeah. Yeah,
Had
somebody
like- had
shared
like a
one of
briefcase
those.
That look like
Yeah.
a trailer.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, I am
Yeah.
available from next Friday.
Anyway, there's the Prime. There's the hero head, big guns. I mean, I like the weapons and stuff. The head is very much based off the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus kind of skull face head, without actually being named that. But yeah, if you want to turn your Galaxy Optimus Prime, your spare one that we've all got, into this, then you can. I've no idea of the cost. I don't think it says. No, it didn't say.
Fiddy Summit.
Fiddy?
Fiddy 2, Fiddy 3.
There you go. Hero head sculpt. Villain head sculpt. Choose your option. The villain one's kind of cool, but I've got the Ultra Magnus for that, so I don't need to buy this. That's all the mainline news. So put the kettle on. It's time for third party.
Wasn't there like another point in the news? I think it was something to do with the general worry of the decline of Transformers.
Not in the news section, but you may have seen it elsewhere. I know it's been discussed. In fact, Dave Wallace on his new TFN discussion chat thing that he started, he was talking to Chris McFeely, and they were talking like a review of 2024, and they were discussing that very subject on that. But I don't think there was anything specific that I remember seeing as I was scrolling through the news for this week. I think it might have been in a different chat, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was because of certain things happening around. But yeah, third party.
Battle this.
It's heavy metal cruncher time as Optimus Prime goes toe to toe with combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a transformer missile fun phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can mad out more for use mega force, but coming Optimus is still standing.
Every week I'm so busy enjoying the music, I just forget about the fact I'm supposed to be doing the news.
It's just dawned on me. There's nothing third related on the video with the.
No, it's not. It's all
Or the
mainline
video.
stuff. It's complete BS. Somebody do a actual third party one, for Christ's sake. I have no idea what that would look like, but somebody could do it. Anyway, Kang Toys, because we don't see enough of them. They have updated images of their grey prototype of CT Longyan Bronto Solid, which is their sludge, with many arms for reasons. Highly stylized take on their G1 Dinobots, similar to the style they used with Predaking, or Thunder King, I think they called it, and their Predacons. Yeah. It just doesn't look like the Dinobots to me. That's the. I mean,
What?
I'm not saying
What?
people can't like it, obviously, but if like somebody said to me, "Do you want these Dinobots?" It just doesn't look like the Dinobots to me.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, like 4 arms. Why?
Virtual Dave looks like he wants to end his life looking at these photos.
Nah.
It might be because he's pre-ordered all this and he likes it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to get to the beast mode. I'm hoping maybe that will redeem it for me, but it's not.
Well,
grabbing
there
me.
it is next to their swoop, which is called Tear Howl instead of Pterodactyl. Tear Howl. Fantastic. And then there's quite a few. Oh no! There is no beast mode photos, I'm afraid, in this lump because they've only released updated photos of the robot mode. So I hate to disappoint you, Andrew, but
Wasn't
I
it
just
like
have.
60 centimeters long, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was well
ridiculous.
big. It was, and then if you think it's going to be
Well
part of a combiner, well big in it.
2 hands big.
Word to your mother.
We're so street. Anyway, let's crash on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew. I'm sure we've shown this before, and it looked different then. That they've changed some bits, like the arms, the extra arms. I'm sure there was something slightly different when we showed it originally. So they've obviously tweaked it, but they haven't shared photos, at least not at this point, of the updated beast mode. So maybe we'll have them on next time. And then this is nice. The X-Transbots MX-24R Yaguchi, which is their masterpiece scale downshift in a racing deco. Looks really nice. I have no affinity to this toy or this character, but that car mode looks nice. I can keep saying it.
Very masked looking.
It is. It really is.
It
But-
will break as soon as you touch it.
Thank you, Pete. I didn't have to say it. Thank you.
I mean, I don't work
Emotionally,
for them. I don't mind you saying it.
physically.
Oh, X-Transbots never change. Actually, do change.
But they
'cause
take a
the toys were
great photo. They do take a great photo.
I mean, look at that.
I mean, on Twitter, I think Sixo is selling. It would be on Bluesky, I presume, as well. He's selling a lot of these Transbots and some other third-party Transformers as well. So it might be worth to have a scan if you're into that type of pure merchandise.
If you're into that filth, go and have a look at those accounts. I mean, I know that generally speaking, not being a third-party expert like so many of you are, but I've heard some negative things said about X-Transbots and the fact they fall to pieces and break quite easily. But I also seen some people very happy with some of their bots as well. So
I would argue,
Spag.
and I don't
Not
mean
like
to be
you.
I would don't mean to be contentious, but are you an expert
Me
if you
too.
actually choose to buy these things? Not being contentious.
They're clearly
it was
not.
when I had to. It was when I had to break or take Wheelie apart to transform him. That's when I had it.
You mean that wasn't
finally-
intentional?
yeah.
The design.
Nowhere on the instruction did it say I had to remove his legs in order to transform. Yeah, no.
X-Transbots.
However, have they improved, John? You probably got more experience of it than anybody else. They have improved, haven't they? I think it's probably fair to say.
No.
Brilliant. Mellow Shade was right. Spiderfather, that they are water slide decals. So, I mean, does that mean you kind of have to put them on? Surely they're
Aren't
on.
we all Mellow Shade? Aren't we all?
Water slide, decal. What does that mean? Do you have to be on a water slide when you're doing
Yeah,
that?
you have to go down a water slide while applying them. That's the challenge that
This
X-Transbots
is fantastic.
while the
That's
legs
no
break off
idea.
the figure.
As 5-year-olds are coming fast towards you.
It'll be the next TikTok craze going down water slides trying to apply decals to Transformers. I can't wait. Oh, what are we going on to next? God knows. This is the Shattered Glass Fans Hobby Overload, which they call Purple X-Load. I must not laugh. they limit all of these to 600 pieces, which I guess if people aren't buying them that much isn't a problem. But I always see people like seemingly frustrated at not being able to get hold of one. Anyway, each piece is with individual laser engraved number. And can also transform into shoulder cannons and a turret and combine with MB-15C, as you'll see in some of the pictures as we go along. And this can be pre-ordered now, I think directly from Fans Hobby, or is it? Fans Hobby. So I know we've got a lot of Fans Hobby fans, which I realise how that sounded, but we do. So the only thing is, I've seen some people who aren't really fans of Shattered Glass, so they're not really bothered for picking this particular one up. But I like the colours. Certainly looks chunky enough. Looks solid.
Do you think maybe that's why it's limited to 600? Because it is the Shattered Glass variant, and
Oh yeah, all of the Shattered Glass ones are the 600 apiece.
yeah,
It's
it
a more
will
niche.
be quite niche, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing the price won't be. I haven't got the price on there. No, they didn't publish the price. Cheeky, very cheeky. The important thing is you can definitely tell that trailer is not just a massive pair of legs. It's not obvious at all. And I praise the third-party engineering that went into that one. Visible leg syndrome.
What
and
if
it
we
comes
just
with-
folded it up? How would that?
Yeah, I put some wheels on it. Perfect. I'm taking the big. I actually still quite like it. So there you go. And then it interacts with their Shattered Glass Armada Prime and Minicons.
They're just dragging the legs.
Oh dear.
We're not even going to try now. Look.
Anyway, and then the trailer on the right is the Armada, Shattered Glass Armada Prime, and then you turn it into a big cannon to sit on top of it. Hey, bang bang. And then it's one of three, so we're also getting the is it Jetfire? But then some people have said the colours make it just look like Astro Train from a previous Collectors Club, I think it was, release of the figure. Anyway, you can turn him into big cannons to go on the Armada Prime. And yeah. Look, he has flaps that open up to reveal missile pods. Ooh. Nobody else? All right then. And lights up eyes, but that face probably shouldn't be lit up, if I'm being completely honest. And laser engraved with a laser. And he does come in a very pretty box.
That's cool.
And that's about all I've got to say about that. Coming a bit Forrest Gump.
When it comes in blue, I'll be interested.
Oh yeah. I forgot about this. This was once. Well, the original toy was once a Magnus repaint, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Magnus should always be in white. Anyway, moving on. Triggered. Sorry.
Already, look.
Sorry. Oh, yeah,
X-Transbots. Oh god. X-Transbots have been showing off their renders for their Masterpiece Scale Slug Slinger US and Japan versions. So this is now, Andrew, you can help me out with this. This is the US version, strictly speaking, isn't it? Because in the Rebirth, because it's based off the cartoons, in the Rebirth, he's black. He's not blue when you see him in the animation. And in Japan, he was blue in the Headmaster's cartoon, which really throws me because I always thought like this must be the Japanese version, but they're calling it the US version.
I don't remember the deco being this color though. The face is, but
it was black. If you go back and watch it, like his paint scheme. I always wondered that when I was a kid when I watched it. I think the only line I remember him saying, I think he said a couple of lines. One was when he was groveling and saying, "Awake, mighty Megatron," and you can see him then, and he's like that black kind of color. And then there's a bit where Trigger Happy's shooting at people, and he says, "You tell him, Trigger Happy," and he stood behind, not really doing much. And that's it. That's Slug Slinger's entire.
Was he black in the Rebirth cartoon? I've always imagined him as blue in the Rebirth cartoon.
No,
go back and have a look. But that's the coloration was from the Rebirth cartoon where he was miscolored for reasons that we don't fully understand.
Right, it's weird because it's funny how I always imagine him. Even
because we think of the toy, I think we're so used to the toy originally being blue in the West. But yeah. Anyway, there it is, and it's got opening cockpits. Although I don't think there's anything that comes with it that's small enough to actually go in them, but it's got them. And apparently it takes transport, so it'll fall apart when you transform it. So that's all good news. They're also doing Misfire, which we've shown previously, so expect Trigger Happy to be along anytime soon, but not right now.
I think if you keep them in the bot mode, they'll look wicked. It's only if you start messing with them.
Just don't transform them. So what we're saying is we're buying them as statues. Fantastic.
If you look with your eyes and not with your hands, you'll be fine.
Right, Cyan Culture. This is their YC002 Base Fortress Heidelberg, which is their Legend Scale Scorponok, but it's 45 centimeters or 17.7 inches tall. And this is from a Weibo user whose name I can't pronounce because it's written in the same language you can see on the screen, and that's not English.
How tall?
17.7 inches or 45 centimeters, it says here.
That's really tall.
Yeah, well, some people have like jokingly said, and this is Legend scale, but I mean, you know, probably does fit in with the Legends because if you think of him as a Titan, because he's big. It's amusing to some people that they've shown this pictures of this city bot, but no pictures of the actual city mode. But you know, I think this is from somebody's video.
You're right, Andy. You're just looking back at it, and he is black.
No, I know. I just thought I'd let you check so you could check for yourself, but I do know it. I'm old, but my memory's not that shot yet. Especially as I really liked Slug Singer as a toy. So, like when I saw it in the Rebirth, I always thought to myself, "The hell." Anyway, there he is next to Triptychon. Not sure which Triptychon. I'm assuming that's the not mini, but the smaller version of the third party one that was. Yeah, let's just call it KO. And there he is next to Hasbro's Tidal Wave, the recent Titan one. So they're about the same height. I mean, that's a pretty decent size. Obviously not as big as Big Lad behind me here, but, you know, that's still not bad.
Well, Big Lad's 54.
Yeah.
So there ain't that much difference.
No. So if you are... We should get Transformers the show labelled ones. Give them out at conventions. Oh dear. Anyway, that's what it looks like from behind. Just stop myself from saying something really appropriate then. And from the side, and he's got the old arm shield thing, which he's always got. He's got the gun. You see, he has got the gun, which obviously the Earthrise didn't come with. There's Zarak. And there's Fast Track. And yeah.
That looks nice.
It does look good.
It's very dainty, isn't it? I feel like, as daft as that sounds, it's quite slender, isn't it?
I don't know. I look at it and I don't think it looks a million miles away from the Hasbro one, but it just seems to have a bit more, I suppose, a bit more articulation maybe in it. I don't know. Certainly you get more bits and pieces with it. But more girth. Girth matters. Oh, God. Anyway, there's that. I have no idea when that's coming out. It must be soon if we're seeing like somebody get a review of it, but I don't have any dates for it. What do you want to do? Sue me. Iron Factory IFEX66 Blade of Halfas. God, why can't they give these normal names? Legend Scale Lyokaiser Guy Hawk. And it's ready to ship. They're coming out now. Have you got yours yet, John?
No.
Well, it's in the post, probably.
No.
I don't know. Probably. I don't work for Iron Factory.
You don't say.
No. I know. With my extensive product knowledge.
Yeah, I was thinking, I bet he works for Iron Factory, but I was wrong.
I will be Hasbro, because I know what colour Slugslinger was. And anyway, here's the pink one. Anyway, here's the pink one, because that's, what's it called? Oh, Guy Hawk. These, everybody I know who's got one of these has said they're very good.
To be fair, it's very dark blue.
Oh, that's the funniest thing you've said all day. It's good. They look good. The Iron Factory stuff is apparently very, very good. And
yeah,
John, you've got them, haven't you? You know, Andrew, do you collect any of these?
No.
Is it too small for your hands?
I missed the boat. And I'm not going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I'll live.
They are reissuing them, so
Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me.
Already? Amazing. Well, anyway, there you go. And there's his breast master, whatever they called it, the breast piece.
Best formers.
Exactly. And then the jet mode's decent, although
Maybe
again,
remember words.
I love the fact that they're, like I've seen so many people who, especially people who collect third party, who've slagged off like the Hasbro stuff when you can see the robot directly underneath. And they've angled that jet mode so that we can't see the robot mode that's clearly directly underneath. So, hooray! Anyway, but it does look good. And I do. There's a part of me that thinks they look nice. If I was to buy any Legends stuff, which I'm not.
Oh. Prime time Moth is Dyson. Yeah, he's Dyson.
Top shithousery.
What, from Moth? That's surely not.
Yeah.
Is he wrong this time, though? That's the question.
No.
X-Transbots Toys MX41 Ground Bite, which is their masterpiece scale scrapper, and is coming soon. And there's a load of photos of this, and it does look quite good. I mean, we've got so many third-party Constructicons, it's sometimes hard to remember which is which, but anybody particularly taken by this one?
I think if I
Comes with
hadn't missed
trumpets.
out on Big Load, I'd have probably got this. However, because I missed out on it, I'm now going down the fans toys route, which would mean I'm going to end up paying 3 times the price for it.
Just to get a big load.
You'd rather go for a Gary than a Big Load. Okay, fair enough. Although you said you missed out on the Big Load.
Yeah, good.
Sure.
It does look pretty cool, though, doesn't it?
It's very well
Explains
articulated.
why he likes to put bottles in his mouth for.
No, because how am I going to drink it if you ruin it for me?
You lie. You'll still drink it.
Yeah,
I just love the trumpet thing. I mean, that's I
Mm.
get the reference, obviously, completely, but it's just it actually looks.
Is it going to
good.
be an accessory?
Yeah, it's an accessory. You get 2 of them.
Oh, it's awesome.
Exactly. So you're like, now you want one, don't you?
Yeah.
You hit a repose. This actually does look really good, but it is X-Transbots, so
So it will die.
Rubbish. Utter rubbish. It'll break.
Just a quick reminder: we don't work for X-Transbots. Surprising, I know. Comes with a little
Probably
arm
nor will we
communicator
ever.
thing. No, chances seem unlikely. Don't need to get the magic 8-ball out for that one. Very detailed, and who doesn't like that? And then the shovel thing goes up and down as shovel should, and that's what it looks like from underneath.
Buy the
And
Hasbro one.
So has anybody ordered this one? Because there's so many of them out there. But has anybody ordered this one at all? No?
No.
You're on to a winner at Transport. Although maybe we're not the audience for this. Oh, look, he's alive.
We're not representative.
Probably not.
If you
Not
haven't
big
sold it
fans
to one
of-
of the 5 of us, you will go down.
Why do people keep buying Transbots? Because they keep complaining about they're not very good, hard to transform, easy to break. And every time I hear them going, but I have to buy another one. Why?
Yeah,
Because
I
I
have to
hope
buy
the
the
next one will be better.
So there you look at your slug slinger there, very dark blue, I think, personally speaking.
Black as the night.
I can't
Accept
because
it.
you
Move on,
see
Jamie.
detail.
Accept
You
it.
can't have black on black, can you? So that's impossible. So someone's not telling
Oh,
the truth.
please
and
stop
it's
talking.
not me.
Just
And it's
Yeah.
not me.
for the love of God.
You
Yeah.
can't say that's a black. That's just not right. No.
We're going to go through shades of black now. Quick, get the Dulux
Well,
paint
that's
thing
the
out.
point, isn't it? There's not
Which is
50
he?
shades of black. It's just black.
Yeah, well, guess what? He was black in this, and that render we saw was black, so that's
really
fine.
not.
It's always good to be right. Right, that's the end of the news. Anyway, we've got nothing left.
If you've been triggered by anything you've seen in tonight's episode,
Or
please
if you
call the
represent
number.
X-Transbots, you
Yeah,
want any
please call the
reviews
number
on?
at the end of the show.
Oh,
But thank
dear.
you for joining us for Transformers the Show episode 257. And you might have noticed, those of keen of eye, that we don't have Paul on tonight. And Paul's a very difficult person to replace, not only because of his good looks and charm, but also because he's quite tall. So we have got two short people in Virtual Dave and Borders Dude, who, if you put them, combine them together like a human combiner, not like the human centipede, because that'd be disgusting, like a human combiner, they almost match Paul's height. And so they are a fantastic guest tonight. And we've got Andrew here, who's Virtual Dave, because he just likes to play with names on Instagram. He's got exceptional following. He's got a myriad of different toys he likes to collect, so you should always check him out on Instagram. Then we've got Borders Dude, who just likes Ultra Magnus. Yes. But
that's it.
Undimensional.
But if you're going
There's
to,
a bit more there.
if you want to chat to someone who's very enthusiastic about Ultra Magnus, Borders Dude is a dude to do it with. Then you have the wonderful host of Andy, the older one with glasses, because it's quite hard because they're almost like twins. I get confused sometimes.
We are. It's the same thing. Yeah.
And then you've got the wonderful, diabolical, majestic Pete, who doesn't like Beast Wars.
Or egg and spoon races.
No, because that's just fucking ridiculous. Why?
you feel sympathetically
What does? Shut up.
Uh,
What does walking around with an egg on a spoon prove? What?
what horrible experience as a child did you have eating your egg and spoon race?
Just fucking pointless.
When he was a child, was a come out of the war. But yes, it's
Anyway,
we've all got the cold. Well, I've got the cold, but yeah,
everybody's got it. We're all going
Now-
to
Genetically weak.
Becky. Now we've got pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
And Andrew is a wonderful guest. He's just full of enthusiasm with that deadpan non-smile. What have you picked up this week?
If you've been following my Instagram this week, I've got a lot. So I only picked a
Nice
few
plug.
bits.
Well played.
I
like that.
Seeing as he wasn't introduced at the start, I think we can let him off. I think that's fine.
Well,
We'll
he's
let him-
part of the family now. We don't need to introduce him, but I thought we should introduce him a bit later for the people who
I
came in
see.
late.
It was all deliberate. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Do we need to make Andrew big? Lovely.
I'll get naked then.
Hey!
I got this in this week. It was a late Christmas present from
Nice.
someone who just knows I like Transformers. And they also got me this guy as well.
It's a special someone.
Excellent.
Oh, this is a friend that I know from school, and I helped him out with some stuff last year. And it was like, well, I'll get you something that you like. I was like, oh, why, thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I also got this in as well. I don't know if you guys know anything about this show. Gurren Lagann. Another big giant anime robot. Love it. This year is a big year for some Power Ranger fans because it's the year of these guys. It's what the year 2025 is, the year Power Rangers SPD is set in. So I backtracked from the Lightning Collection and got the rest of these.
Nice.
I was picking some stuff up in demand toys this week as well. I picked up a vintage Tigatron.
Nice.
It was a bit of fun. And Scrap Heap, one of the Junkions. I've been meaning
Yeah,
to
it's
get
just
this
one
guy
of the,
in
just
the
one of the
background.
Junkions.
Yeah. And I finally picked
It's a
up
big
one
fan of the
these.
Junkions too.
The Stranger Things crossover,
Yeah.
Code Red. Yeah, that's me.
Some good stuff in there. Ruined by Beast
Yeah,
Wars,
some
Junkie
not bad
Young.
stuff. I quite like feel like a pizza now. But Border Dude, what sexy stuff have you picked up
Oh,
this week?
well.
Apart from any disease. But yes, go for it.
Are they sexy?
Well, it depends how you catch them. That's what I say.
You have very different ways of looking at it.
Each to their own. Each to their own.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I know. So I said about bringing sexy back, Jamie, but I feel you've taken it too
Yeah.
literally now.
Right, okay.
Go on.
So here we go. We've got a little Iron Factory guy, one of the older releases, which is of course Warpath. He's missing one of his missiles and a bit of his wee gun, but other than that, he's complete. It was a very nice pickup. And just another one for me. Pete, you'll love this. I got the Amazing
Nice.
Spider-Man set. I only really want it for Spider-Man. I don't really care about 70s Morbius. People know why I want that type of Spider-Man.
It's morbing time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
3 times the pleasure.
Because this makes an appearance in the 90s cartoon, and I doubt they're going to do it on a retro card, Pete. But you never know.
No.
They might do the Man Spider. But yeah, I'll probably just shift the Morbius on eBay or something, because I'm not interested in 70s Morbius. I think that's 70s one. Any comic aficionados in the chat, let me know. But yeah, all good. All good. And that was it. Oh, apart from last night, I ordered Iron Factory's Blue Jet. What is it? Scythe of Bifrons, they call it. For Leo Kaiser. I don't know what his actual Leo Kaiser name is.
I mean, it's technically not a pickup, John, is it? Because you don't have it.
Hang on, if you don't know what it is, it's not a pickup. You might have bought it. It might be completely new to you. But if you don't know what it is, it does not count.
With the hard truths.
Technically, it's not with me, but yes, Kapow has my money, so where's my toy?
Money, 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 money.
But yeah, that was it. It's lean.
Still pretty good.
Some good stuff there, John.
Nice
Some
one.
good stuff there. And I do apologise for Pete being a bit harsh there on you, but he is technically right. To have something you can pick up, you need to have it in your hands just so you understand. Pick up.
What's the point in having rules if you never adhere to them?
Yeah, if you're ever confused, just think, can I pick it up? And if you can't pick it up, then it's not a pickup.
I'll remember that for next time I come on the show.
Awesome. Sorted.
A little bit presumptuous there, John.
I look forward to Pete showing off the cat's leg.
Picks it up, got a hernia. Nice one.
Brilliant.
So, Pete, what have you picked up this week?
Do you want to make me big?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Thought we were doing something else.
I didn't get anything this week.
Hey!
No, I didn't. It was been a very lean week.
Did you get a cheeky kiss this week from Emma? Maybe, I don't know.
No, they're all cheeky, aren't they?
I'm sorry. Cheeky kiss. What?
Genuinely, I didn't get anything. Genuinely didn't get anything. No,
This is an unexpected kiss. It's like you didn't expect it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what cheeky kiss means. I'm just not really sure what it's got to do with this section. Oh, breaking your own rules and picking.
What's
it
it not got to do with this section? That's what I'm asking.
Everything.
No. Andy, what have you picked up? Obviously, not cheeky kisses,
some serious issues about the way this show is going. The only thing I've got in this last week was some vintagey stuff. So I'm gonna, rather than making me big, which I always appreciate, Jamie, I'm gonna share this instead. So I discovered, because I bought a Switchblade last year, and I discovered the other week that the hand had broken off Miles Mayhem. His little hand had snapped off. And rather than gluing one, I just went and bought another one. So the Miles Mayhem on the left here is... Wait, can you see that? I'm not sure you can see that. The Miles Mayhem on the left here is a new one. Or it's not new, obviously, but vintage new. And that is the Piranha, all right, in the background. So I got that last year from a car boot sale for 50p, but it didn't come with the driver or rider, whatever you call them, sly racks. So I in the same shop where I spotted Miles Mayhem, they had a spare sly racks, and I thought I'll have that as well. So that's it, really. That's all I've got. Is I got a couple of vintage mask figures just for my very small mask collection. But yeah, 50p for that piranha, and it was covered in dust. It was filthy, filthier than Jamie is tonight. But I cleaned it up, and now it is a respectable toy to be displayed, just like Jamie will be a respectable host for the rest of this show.
That's it. I've been majestic, personally speaking.
You have been majestic. Are you eating? Were you hoping that section was going to last longer? Andy, shut something else off.
Yeah.
Did your pizza arrive?
I am drugged up.
So what? Careful, don't say that online. He means medicines. That's just be clear. Oh dear.
So good. So what I picked up this week is I got the Chung-Li special edition figure, which I bought from AliExpress. So that came to about something like 30 quid or something, you know, because I do think I don't have enough diversity in my action figures, and I wanted something to represent Mainland and Scotland's second favourite colour, which is pink. The second colour of Scotland, pink. So yes, I must admit, when I opened it up, Chung-Li, she's got two faces which are the same. You know, two sort of deliriously happy sort of go faces. You know, if you can see it there. So I thought, is that a mistake? But no, that's actually in the packaging. There might be a slight difference. I can't see it just now. I don't know why they've got two faces almost the same, but there must be something.
It's for the other release, Jamie. It's for the first one. So you can her hair net thing is the same shade as the first release.
Oh, thank you. Full of knowledge you are tonight, Andrew. Full of knowledge. Also, for those warm nights when you get a bit frisky and you know, and you need to kill the mood and you can't think of Maggie Thatcher naked in, I have got the ultimate blanket.
Oh yeah, I've got one of them.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring it to show off. He's sideways. He's sideways, Jamie.
This is the ideal blanket.
Now he's upside down. Now he's upside down. You've gone the wrong way.
Is it about the wrong way? So this is the ideal blanket to watch Transformers 1. You know, the movie 2007 Michael Bay, which is probably the most exceptional live-action Transformers movie there's been, to be fair. If you see that Megan Fox in me, she's fixing the car. Have this blanket with you and you'll be fine. You know.
You won't need the curtains or anything.
Yeah. Nothing will happen.
That's a gift money just can't buy.
It's a gift he keeps on taking. He keeps on taking that gift.
It was very kind of Pete to send those sent to us to all of us. It's haunting my dreams.
Also, but thank you very much, Pete. I really do appreciate that blanket. Yeah.
I do not.
I also bought blockies. Now, I know some of you don't know what blockies are. Blockies are these model kits of which are faithful representations of your G1 toys. Exceptional value for money, fantastic fun to build, and I've been sort of collecting them now. So this is box set 2. I've also managed to pick up box set number 3 there as well, because I've got box set 1 and I've also got box set 5, which was very thankfully donated or given by Blocky's official themselves. So I went and collected the other box sets, and I know some of my esteemed colleagues have also managed to get some Blockies as well, and I know Pete has actually been collecting all the Blockies he can get. So I've got these box sets, so I've got a lot of building to do. And that was box set number 4 there. So I've already got 1 and 5, so it's to get the middle ones in between. So yes, some Blockies figures there. And I think, yeah, that is me. That is absolutely everything.
Excellent Blockies.
Yeah.
If you want to look at some Blockies, the box set one, there's some pictures on Twitter right now of Blockies. If you want to look at that later. So looking at now, we're going to be looking at Foreplay, and Foreplay is our favourite Transformers crossover, which might have changed since about 4 weeks ago when we originally did it. And what crossover we would like to see potentially.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Ah, Borders Dude, we were waiting for you there. Borders Dude, so what is your favourite crossover?
Funny you should ask that, Jamie. I just happen to have it right here, and I didn't have to leave. It is Agent Knight. I think this is the best crossover Hasbro has done, and it's been one that's been a long time coming. It's my choice, Pete, not yours. It's my choice. I think the fact they had the foresight to actually include the the scanner light was just absolutely amazing, because if they didn't have that, then it would have just been a point against it. But the transformation just reminds me of like masterpiece of old. It's very simple, very fun, very intuitive, and yeah, it's to be beaten, really, in my view, in my opinion.
And you're entitled to one, mate, even if it's wrong.
But yeah, definitely. I think they've nailed it, and I can imagine we're going to see more Universal properties like A-Team, Magnum PI, Airwolf. They'll definitely be coming down the line at some stage, I would think, since Hasbro seems to have that partnership with them. And there we go.
Good choice.
Good choice.
Good choice, John. But John, is there something else that attracted you to the figure apart from just looking good? Because it doesn't look that great in robot mode. Or do you think robot mode is actually okay?
No, signing off. I actually like the robot mode. It's a very classic G1 Autobot design, with the very Prowl, I guess, very Datsun-like. But obviously being a massive fan of Knight Rider and just that classic customized Pontiac Trans Am, and just having that nostalgic connection to the show really does sell the figure.
Would you describe it as an upscaled Datsun?
I suppose, yeah, but the thing is, they were sort of, I guess, unsimilar in real world terms. The Trans Am was always a little bit bigger, and I think this just sort of scales very well overall.
Do you go around doing Michael Knight impressions when you're playing with it?
Why is this turned into an interview? And what he does on a night.
How long?
I
What a man
apologise.
does in his
John.
bedroom is his own business, and I'll thank you to keep to yourself.
I am not
dear.
Hoff Hobbies. I'll just clear that up right now. That's definitely not me. No, to answer your question.
I'm starting to think it is you.
No.
I wasn't before.
No.
That's the first thing you're going to say.
But now
is
we're
it you?
convinced.
That's exactly what Hot Hobbies would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
No, it's just it's a lovely bit of nostalgia, and I think they've actually one of the better crossovers they have done in recent years. So yeah, really like it. We'll see what else they bring.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll go around picking our favourite crossover, and then we'll pick the crossover we'd like to see. So we'll do it that way.
Yep.
Okay. Andy, that's old Andy with the glasses. What did you pick?
I picked this.
Andrew.
You could just call me Andy. Like you do every episode. Andrew. All right, Dad, calm down. I went for the same thing I think I went for last time, because I don't particularly like any of the crossovers, but I do like this one, and that's the recent Soundwave G.I. Joe crossover. And I'm surprised because I can't, even though I obviously bought it, I kind of thought it's like it was just going to be a bit of a novelty, but I actually quite like it. It's the vehicle mode's cool. You'll notice they hasn't got the G.I. Joe figures in because I really like the way they look on the card, so I don't think I'm going to open them. But it's not often going to be in this mode because the robot mode is my favourite part of it. Transformation's fine. It's chunky, but it's not the most strongest feeling plastic. But, it's all right. It's decent. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, I bet you're loving the vehicle mode. It's got some detail. I think, did it come with stickers? Has anybody else who's got it? I can't remember. Was there some stickers in the box, or did I dream that? I might have dreamt that. But anyway, it could probably do with a few stickers, but I still think it's quite detailed. The Ravage is cool. Nice little masterpiece Ravage, I believe. Anybody want to correct me? Good. So we'll carry on with that. Oh, look, it's blue instead of black. So there's that. And then the real reason I like it, which is the bot mode, because even though it is big and chunky and not the best articulated, it still looks flipping awesome. You arm him up and he just looks badass, just generally badass. So honestly, the colors, like the blue and the gold on the chest, it just looks brilliant. And the head sculpt maybe my favorite ever Soundwave head sculpt. I'm not sure. I just really like it. Something about it looks more evil than normal. It just looks like kind of Soundwave should look to me, apart from the ridiculous cannon on the side. But the head sculpt looks good. But yeah, I go for this one because every other crossover toy I've had that was a Transformers crossover toy has, generally speaking, been crap. So my choices were limited. And I'm pretty sure I chose this last time, maybe, because I think I just bought it. But yeah, I'm going to go for this because it's the best one I've had.
What I like about that Soundwave is it's actually got painted eyes. I'm not very keen on light piping at all.
No, I don't. Light piping's all good and well, but if you're not actually shining a light through it, it's kind of like what's the point? Sometimes painted just looks better. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it as it is. If you haven't bought it and you can get it cheap like I did, then I would recommend picking it up to try it out. It's better than... I have seen the Megatron. I've not handled the Bumblebee or the... well, obviously the Cubs just come out. But yeah, Soundwave I'd recommend. As a crossover toy, I think it would appeal to G.I. Joe fans, appeals to me as a Transformer fan, and it didn't cost me an arm and a leg. Certainly didn't cost me the £110 or whatever ridiculous price it was when it came out. Pete, you got the finger up.
How does it scale against regular Chug?
Bigger. It's big. Yeah. It doesn't really fit in with your normal Chug stuff. So I mean, you've got that thing. If you're getting the other ones, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But he is really too big to stand with your normal Chug bots. It reminds me of, do you remember was it Combiner Wars? Or no, Titan's Return Soundwave that we got, the really big one that lots of people bought at the time. It's like that was, looks decent, but was big. I'd say this is better than that, but personal choice.
Thank you very much, Andy there. Andrew, what's your crossover?
I think I'm going to go with this guy. Ectotron, bringing together two of my favorite franchises. It's probably not the best bot mode amongst the crossover figures. It's more the alt mode that I keep it in and more drawn to. In fact, I was kind of hoping they would have done the second movie card by now, but it's my favorite one by far.
Expand.
Just barking it like an order. Expand. Explore.
It's really good.
How do you feel about the wheels?
And the comic as well, I forgot to mention, is really good. Like the concepts they have to make it happen, and like what happens with the two worlds is pretty fun. It's silly, but it's fun.
Oh yeah, that is quite cool because with some of the crossovers they tend to do a comic. They haven't done a comic with Knight Rider, have they?
Not yet.
Not yet, exactly. Not yet.
Interesting. I wonder why.
It's because the Huff's making a comeback. Knight Rider the movie.
Or
Don't
IDW
hassle the
haven't got
Hoff.
the comic anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Pete, what crossover have you picked, my dear friend?
I picked the only one anybody should have picked, and that is the Turtle Wagon. minus one blast effect. The engineering that's gone into this design, I feel like they definitely designed the van first and then thought about how to make the turtle afterwards. The engineering, I think, is just exceptional. It's a gorgeous toy. The alt mode is exceptional. The bot mode is a little bit weak, like I've said before. However, the fact that they can get this turtle mode out of that van is, I think, just shows how far the engineering has come. It does make you think, obviously, it is a robot turtle, but you know, that kind of mechanoid turtle that you could imagine the turtles getting in and piloting. You know, a big, you know, a bit like the Power Ranger concept and stuff. See, Dave, now you're wishing you picked that, aren't you? But too late, son.
Yeah, I know.
Too late as the man with the turtles passed him by. It's just an
Bam them
exceptional toy.
together, see which survives.
For science!
It's bloody amazing. They are heroes in a half shell that transform. There is
Turtle
only
power.
one winner.
And you
It's
have the right
turtles.
turtle there, Pete. You have the best turtle there. So
Yeah,
you know,
agreed.
Sorry, which one was it again?
Raphael.
that's the best one.
Oh, it's a shame that you're wrong, but okay.
Raphael and his small little
Rightly.
swords.
Yeah, so turtles for me, because that is the only one I've got.
Well, for me, I picked the exact same
There's the
thing,
real reason.
but I picked the character with bigger swords.
Oh, Jamie picked the best turtle. Well done, Jamie.
Raphael. Raphael was the hero of the group, wasn't he? He was the one who was
That's
the leader.
Leonardo.
Oh,
Leonardo was the leader of the group. He had
Leonardo.
Raphael. I mean,
Leonardo was the leader of the group. He was the true hero of the turtles.
Transformed
He-
from the norm by the nuclear goop.
He always he was altruistic, wasn't he? Altruistic means he put others people's needs first over themselves. Don't worry, John, got you covered.
I was just going to say, we go to school.
You know,
Now repeat after me, children.
But I do love these little guys and the way they can switch into being the other characters of the turtles. There's already customs out there, third party stuff where I think you can turn one of them into Metalhead, and other customs to bring out sort of other characters. It is pretty cool, and it would almost be a good subline of Transformers was to bring out the other characters from the franchise and to do more crossovers. So I know when we discuss about what other crossovers we'd like to see, I think it'd just be cool to continue with these majestic dudes. Yeah, that's right. Using the street lingo there of dudes. Yeah, so we would
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga. You know, turtles, which reminds you of heroic stuff and good guys eat pizza. Yes, this is the toy to get. Turtles. Teenage Mutant. Oh, because we're British, our localization. Localizations means we've changed the text to suit the country it's in.
Yes.
We called it Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, not ninjas in the half shell, but heroes in the half shell. Turtle power. We kept that bit in. But yes,
John's
Teenage
correct, by the way.
Mutant Hero
In the song
Turtles.
Turtle Power, they messed it up and they said Raphael was the leader of the group, transformed from the norm by the nuclear goop. But it wasn't. It's Leonardo. They got it wrong.
It's an easy mistake to make with great people. That's what I say. Yeah. Oh yes.
It's like the colours black and blue.
If your favorite turtle is Donatello, you have to think about your life choices, and maybe you should take up, I don't know, tricycle riding instead.
Lee,
been a
what's
toy
a black bandaganda?
I feel like Moth is getting called out here.
oh, do you?
You play the PlayStation?
One does not play the PlayStation. PlayStation plays you.
Dear me.
Yes, Brandon. Yes, I am.
And now for Social Corners with our wonderful 2-second intro.
Was that 2 seconds? Oh, fantastic.
Well, we didn't say which one we wanted.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh, keeping me on task.
Oh, here
there,
comes
Andrew.
the cough. Here comes. Oh, I'm ill, don't you know?
It's like a footballer going down in. Oh no! It's on the hamstring. That's why I missed that. Go on.
Confuse me as an international football. I've got to be honest.
Clearly, yes.
Borders, dude. What crossover
Yes.
would you like to see?
What crossover would I like to see? I would love them to do it since they've already done G.I. Joe
Polly's
crossovers.
Pocket.
Never thought of that.
Game.
Now Rudy would like
They
Gem.
could do, Jim.
Rudy would like
Actually, I
Gem.
wouldn't think that would be okay. Some nice music in that.
When you say something as a joke and then you realise you actually want it.
However, I would like a Visionaries crossover in the style of the G.I. Joe
Right.
crossovers. And I think they could pull that
Great
off
show.
quite easily. You've got
It's
the
not even that many
vehicles there
vehicles,
already.
so-
More than enough. Easy completion. You know, the Dagger Assault could have most of the bad guys in it. You could have Mordred with the Skyclaw. And it would be a good way to revive that franchise. I would have said Mask, but they've already bringing back Mask, aren't they? So, well, Loyal Subjects is. But Visionaries deserve some love. Not that kind of love, but
John, keep it to one there because you've just spoiled it for someone else who might have wanted to pick Mask.
oh well, that's tough shit. Oh, sorry.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
The language from this girl. I told you he was a wild cannon. I told you.
Thank you, Dan Stever. Genius idea.
So,
Downstairs.
sorry,
Anyway.
Andy, what would you
Yeah.
pick as the crossover?
I mean, I was going to do Mask and somebody. No, I'm joking. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with 2. No, I'm not. I'm just going to go with 1. I'm going to go with Masters of the Universe. I think there's plenty of stuff with vehicles and with things like Battle Cat. You could easily convert one of the Beast Wars, like Kingdom figures, something like that. Yeah, I'll go with that. Something like Masters of the Universe. And I'm biased because I like it. So
I think it kind of makes the most sense in the sense that those characters wouldn't go so splat easily if attacked by a Transformer. Because they're quite powerful. With G.I. Joe figures, no offense, but see, if a Transformer, fucking goes for you, punches you, you're dead, aren't you? You're going to be like a pizza stain on the wall.
well, we've seen in the is it Skybound comics recently what the Transformers can do to a human being, and it ain't pleasant. So you need something that can stand up to that. But yeah, I think that's what I'd go for. There was another one I thought of and I've forgotten because all the nonsense going on, it's just slipped out of my mind. It'll come back to me. Anyway, move on to someone else.
Okay, Andrew, what crossover would you like?
I would definitely want a Tron crossover, probably using this figure.
Ooh, nice.
I would love a light cycle, and I just don't know why it's not happened yet, and just want to will it into existence. Tron, please.
You know why
do
it's
that.
not happened? Because they don't have good taste like you, Andrew. They don't have good taste. That's why it's not happened yet.
And do it with light the paint so it glows in the dark and is black light reactive. Do that.
You do that often, like make it bigger. No, that's
only when it
Jamie
goes in the
breaks
dark.
out in a sweat when anyone says black light.
Oh dear.
So, Pete, my good comrade, what have you picked?
I would say the 18, because I think the party wagon would lend itself perfectly to the creation of an 18 van, and I even think you could get a BA out of that mold. I think.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
think it'd be exceptional. And you could add some electronics on it. They could play the 18 music, and you could play the music, put it in the box, and then hit the box, and the 18 van comes out of it playing the music like it's just broke out of a garage where they were held captive. I haven't given it much thought. I need to pad the story out a little bit more.
Now, would you have it where they could have the swappable faces? So you could have Hannibal with a cigar.
Should I potentially?
You've had
build
your
a story
borders,
up?
right?
I'm padding it out for
BA.
you. I'm padding it
BA
out
was
for
the
you.
best one. BA was the best character.
It
You're not bothered about the other three.
Oh,
I pity the fool.
I quite like that. Yeah, so my choice, apart from obviously, I think it would be quite good to actually continue some of the crossover lines, which I think is something they should definitely look into. Sublines would be awesome. But my choice is, and I was thinking back to the 80s comics when Transformers were out there, and obviously Care Bears and your real Ghostbusters, all these wonderful comics there. But I was thinking about Madballs, and I would love Madballs crossover because I think it would be something almost quite easy to do, and you could produce quite a lot of unique, different characters because they would all have the same mold, and all you would need is like different faces on them. And I think it'd be cool to have that and it to be able to transform into a bot and then go back into the original sort of Madball aesthetic. If you don't know what Madballs are, tough, because I didn't really bring up any photos. But you know. But yes, I think Madballs would be something to look forward to, and it would just be interesting and a fun gimmick way back in the 80s. It's probably from something a lot of people might not even be aware of or have completely forgotten about.
The last time you said Madballs, my internet just dropped out for a second, and it sounded like you said my balls would be something to look forward to. Yes, they would, Jamie. You tell them so.
Yes, I'm writing a message to Paul. Jamie's gone. He's lost it now. I feel we're going to be seeing his testicles soon, and this isn't going to be pretty.
Ocean's gone to his head.
This is not the type of X stuff we wanted. We were talking about crossovers, but yes, yeah. Madballs.
Anyway. Madballs. Oh, F-Zero. That's a good suggestion.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So, after that wonderful titillation of crossovers there, now it's two socials.
Playing with fire.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Danger. They're just opening. Social corner.
Watch out for
Rapids
that wall.
Road.
Anyway. On its
Oh, there
tree,
it
isn't
is.
Right.
Social corner, but we look at the best social stuff on the social internet. We need to get a younger cast member.
Talk amongst yourselves. There we go.
God, he's getting cheeky. He's getting
For some reason.
Cheeky dude.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Great. Yeah.
I'm learning for Jamie.
2026 next time, John. Right. Social corners for this week. I'm going to lean on my learned friend Andy Ride for this because.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't if I was you.
However, we know Sid from Twitter. He takes some. He's got an exceptional collection, and he takes some exceptional photos. So whilst Andy finds out what these photos were in relation to, I shall skip on.
Oh, I see. Is that what I'm doing? Jamie, you shared these photos, didn't you? So I'm sure.
Oh, Jamie
will know
did.
fully what these
Oh, yeah.
So Jamie,
It's Dear Brave, and he's he's always showing off his collections of like new and vintage and obscure vintage stuff out there. It's always nice, good stuff. It's always that nice sort of background. It's detailed. He's a really lovely guy. He can comment in his posts. He really loves to reply to things, because I think sometimes in social media, not a lot of people comment in posts, and it's because sometimes maybe you just don't think the person will reply, or you don't want to say something it might be misread as being offensive, like a simple colloquialism or vernacular, and I think Andy had a nice comment today with someone who was talking about, this Power Master isn't a Decepticon, and he almost wanted to spell it out. He wasn't trying to be toxic or anything like that. So I think in social, if you guys are using social media, try your best to make comments and posts and just ask people questions. If they take it the worst way, then you learn to avoid that person, because it's not you. I think in social media, any comment you get, take it in the best way you can. And he's brilliant at it. He's always fun and joking and happy to share knowledge.
Well
So
said,
what are the
mate.
bots?
Yeah.
I think was the original reason that came to. Well, do we know what these are? I think somebody in the
Ask
chat
him.
said it's Fans Project Glacial bots, but I have no idea what that.
Yeah,
what
so
that is.
what these
Go on,
are
John.
is they were a homage to the old G1 combiners done by a very old third-party company, Fans Project, and Skywarp SCS is right. They were called the Glacial bots, so they were all based on like woolly mammoths, some prehistoric animals. But it was actually, I think, they were compatible with the original G1 toys as well.
think I've
Very
seen
hard to
these
come
before.
by now.
Now that
Rudy
you've said
has a full set.
That's it.
of these.
Oh, does he now?
Of course he does.
I've been
Minx.
tempted now and again, but the only place you can get them is AliExpress, and it's not cheap. So
There
they
you
do
go.
look very nice.
Nice.
Fun.
Moving on, bot shots. A mixture of generations and the Lunar Prime. And what's that? Is that
I
combinable?
think it's just quite cool to make up your own teams, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there you have an exploration team, and that's half the fun of collecting toys. I think is letting your imagination go, and that'd be one heck of an exploration team.
An arrogant one, I think it's fair to say, with Skylinks and Jetfire, Skyfire. Artistan, I mean, is this like a watercolor? Maybe it's just exceptional when Hot Rod starts the battle for Autobot City, which in effect was caused by Ultra Magnus, really, when you think about it. But we'll cover that in a discussion.
Is that a potential war crime, Pete? Because basically he shot the Ark, not the Ark, the shuttle, which basically still had Ratchet and Braun, who might have had a chance of surviving. I know Ironhide had pretty much lost his head in foul, looked pretty much dead. But Ratchet and Braun maybe have survived, but obviously in that crash of a shuttle caused by the evil Hot Rod,
But wait, Jamie, you might be right, because don't forget that Brainstorm said in the Rebirth that when they remove their heads, they can simply download all of their personality components into the memory chips in their chest.
You're right.
So he could have survived. Hot Rod, you absolute scumbag. Unbelievable.
But should now correct me if I'm wrong, but Ultra Magnus had the title City Commander at the time of the attack. So presumably he is responsible for stuff like radar and assessing flight paths and all of that stuff. So I feel like
I feel Social's corner's gone off on a tangent.
Hot Rod was reacting to a worsening situation. He
here
took
we
the
go.
initiative, and there was collateral damage, as there often is in battles and war. But I feel like it sits with Ultra Magnus fully.
I think who it really sits with, Pete, is the person that hired him for the job, and that was probably Optimus Prime. So, and
Gonna go up to the
that,
management.
and yeah, it's always the jobs for the boys. It's like,
As you know, John, shit always runs downhill. So I'm afraid.
yeah. So
But
unfortunately,
isn't it amazing with Transformers how much emotion the one picture can draw from you?
It's a fantastic picture.
Yeah,
it is.
exceptional. And correct me if
Brilliant.
I'm wrong, but Artist Stan is the individual that animated some of the deleted scene storyboards from Transformers the movie, and slotted them in. The majority of them are in the Battle for Autobot City, and so I could be wrong, but I let's be honest, it never happens. So an exceptional picture, an exceptional piece of artwork, nonetheless. Plastic Crack, friend of the show, two probably of the best toys we've had in the Generations line. Thrilling 30 Springer, and Thrilling 30 Sandstorm, which I think if you own Sandstorm now, it is worth its weight in gold. But it doesn't weigh much, so I don't know what that really means as a value. But however, it is an exceptional toy, and one that is definitely on my pickup list for 2025, but mainly due, in fact, to Plastic Crack's exceptional pictures. Bot shots again, and I think they definitely thought it was topical with Transformers Reactivate being cancelled, but yeah, fancy doing 4 figures from a toy line for a game that we're never going to get. It does make you think sometimes maybe the planning is a little bit disjointed at Hasbro. That other people's words, not mine. Obviously, Hasbro, if you're watching, carry on. Send us some gear. But an exceptional picture, and I know I use the word exceptional a lot, but they are. And we have so many exceptional photographers and artists in the fandom, and we take them for granted. And I think, we scroll past like we do on social media, and we take it all for granted. But, the talent that's out there is quite incredible, really.
It's the love of the franchise, though, isn't it? The fact is, they get these toys out, and it brings them joy, and they just want to share that.
Yeah. Bluesky poster Raptron 1. Everyone's.
He's also Macatron, isn't he?
Yeah.
So Macatron's artwork on. Is it Facebook or is it Twitter? One of them anyway, and he's Also, he's done some great stuff.
Yeah. Here we are with Prowl.
Something very familiar about that look on Prowl's face.
Yeah. Again, looking for Ultra
He got
Magnus. Looking for Ultra Magnus. He's got the right ump. You call yourself a city commander, you pleb. And this was fantastic. This was actually exceptional, even to the point where Galvatron's crown is looking like Jamiroquai's JK's hat. It's amazing.
That's great.
Amazing.
We should explain for the younger people that this is a riff off "Virtual Insanity," the Jamiroquai song, where JK, the singer, he was Jamiroquai, let's be honest, dances around on a moving floor in a room, and the crown being the hat is cool. And there was wasn't there like a fly buzzing around in the video, and they've replaced it with Bombshell, just to add that little extra bit. But yeah, brilliant work. Raptron or Macatron or however you want to know him as, he does some brilliant artwork. Well worth checking out.
And this was, I feel like certainly a homage to certainly the new. I can't really say it. There's an aspect of the storyline in the new Skybound where this piece of artwork fits in quite nicely. And there's obviously a reference in the from G1 way back when, where Skyfire or Jetfire and Starscream were friends before the war. And that is this week's Social Corner.
We should say that was Schweenus on X.
Sorry, yes, it was. Yeah, Schweenus, yeah.
It's quite interesting they went with the sort of cartoon approach, where in the comics, Jetfire is quite famous as being the first real, we count the Constructicons as well, first real born Terran Transformer. Life coming from the creation matrix. So, it's because I always kind of like that, Jetfire was set apart, not only because he was used as a Decepticon drone originally, but also when he became an Autobot, he had no memory of Cybertron or what the Cybertronian wars were. His home was Earth. And humans and Earth meant more to him than Cybertron. And it was quite a lot of character interactions and that, and self-doubt about that. So, yeah. Just having a quick look at Blockies again. I just said I would show you that sort of box set 1. And that's just a quick scene of what these figures are in the first box. And I shall look forward to opening the other boxes and building up a repertoire of blocky figures. Thank you for that, Pete, on a wonderful socials corner there. And thanks, guys, for inputting in there and sort of bringing more depth to why we're trying to sort of bring out the talent and just the love from Transformers. And there's so much good stuff there, but sometimes you're sort of browsing through and the algorithm will kick in and suddenly it's updated and you've lost that image you thought was brilliant and you're trying to search for it again. And sometimes it's dead easy to fall into a trap of always looking at the same stuff. It's quite hard to find other stuff out there, even though there's lots of it, because the algorithm's just not showing it to you. So you have to go searching for it. But I do guarantee you should try to do that. Discussion time. Well, discussion time, we're looking into cartoons and toys of yesteryear. Stuff which we might have forgotten about. Obviously not the people bringing up the subject, because they must remember that's why they wouldn't be bringing it up. But you might have forgotten about it, or it's not in the mind's eye anymore. Stuff we would like to see making a comeback, in either cartoon form, live action form, or in toy. Perhaps all three.
We now return to the Transformers.
So, John, you and your grey PlayStation top, kick us off.
Okay, yep. Picture the scene, Sicily, 1922. It's a school holidays in Scotland, and we have to wait for the English to be off so we can see a brand new cartoon.
That was very aggressive. That was very aggressive. That was very aggressive. Talk to your superiors that way.
I do actually. I do. But we won't get into that. That's not the place for that, Pete. We'll save that.
Do they like Morris dancing too?
Gonna have to send the armies beyond the wall again. It's unbelievable.
Or just up to Newcastle.
Oh, they won't make it past there. They'll be down the quayside. Anyway, go on, John.
Yeah. So the cartoon I think a lot of people have forgotten about, or maybe they weren't born, is a little show called James Bond Jr. And no, not Jem. No, everybody remembers Jem. Is Rudy in the chat? No, he's not in the chat.
I'm gonna say something controversial quickly. I don't really remember Jem. I've only seen it afterwards. I don't think I ever watched it as a child. And do you know what? I don't feel like I missed out. Anyway, carry on with James Bond Jr.
She can dance, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
That cartoon chick. I love the way you just called her a chick. So hidden with it.
There's at least one person in the chat that remembers it. Or he's just humouring me.
Anyway, John,
Yeah.
James Bond Jr., come on, tell us, why have we forgotten about it? What have we
What?
forgotten about it?
Probably in the UK because it was only available. Crossing my arms now. Look at this. I'm getting aggressive. Probably in the UK, unless you're quite posh and had Sky, which I didn't. The only time it was on was in the summer holidays, but it only came on when the English were on summer holidays.
Lay off the English.
This is how I remember it. So
I'm sensing an agonistic approach to maybe England.
Yeah.
Here, but yeah.
back in the day, in the sort of regional television stations, like, it was Scottish shows usually come off on school holidays like 2 weeks before. So you just have the sort of the boring adult morning talk show telly, but as soon as the English school kids were off in that sort of area, that's when you got all the just like a big block of cartoons. You got like the New Adventures of He-Man, little known show called Oxtails. Don't know if you remember that. Not many people do either. Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. That was voiced by Gary Chalk. And they had sort of other cartoons dipping in and out, but the one I remember the most is James Bond Jr. And it's not what you think. It's not James Bond had a illegitimate son. No, it's his nephew. But he lived up to the name. So James Bond gave him
James
it.
Bond, the character James Bond in the books, actually had a daughter. And his daughter was mixed heritage, Japanese and Scottish.
Cool.
It's Japanese, Scottish, Swiss, if you read the books. And I always thought that would be a fantastic character to look into. But obviously, I don't know, this generation of, executives and writers obviously don't like to read, and that's why I was always disappointed by the last James Bond film, because they made his kid, be born blue-eyed, which wasn't the actual character in the book, especially in a time when you think about diversity and stuff and pushing stuff. There was a literal character written freaking 50 years back, which had that, and they decided, we're not using it because you don't read books. So it kind of annoyed me. That's my grudge against James Bond.
To be fair, that when they were talking about the new James Bond to take over from Daniel Craig, that was brought up. The fact that in the books he had a daughter, and that the daughter wasn't just a white.
That's because I was making lots of angry posts, Andy.
Of course it was. You haven't seen it somewhere.
You can't have a new James Bond. You can't have a new James Bond because James Bond is Scottish. He's got a coat of arms. He's a clansman. And he's got his own freaking Scottish estate. And then suddenly that doesn't seem to count. No, these people are idiots. You could have a new 007, but you can't have a new James Bond unless you're going to make the character Scottish, and Scottish people do count. We do need representation. And I'm always annoyed that Scottish people are always alcoholics, good at engineering, and got bad tempers. At least with James Bond, he was all of them, but he killed people.
Are you saying Scottish people lives matter? Is that what you're telling us right now, Jamie? Because we do know that.
I would say Scottish people do matter in the sense that we shouldn't be washed away for some political games from other people who don't read books.
Is there a toy line of Scottish people?
You'd be surprised.
It's all Mel Gibson.
Tossing the Khyber.
Mel Gibson spoiled it. I mean, he made Scotland look like we wore kilts into a battle. Scotland had a very efficient modern army. It was the reason it was able to beat England.
And cold knees.
We didn't have kilts. We were armed to the teeth. But yeah.
Are you suggesting the Scots didn't wave their genitalia at the enemy from across
the
battle?
They didn't.
Oh my god, this is shattering news.
And most of them are lowlanders.
I guess the problem is
in Scotland you've got 5 different
winners.
Yeah, but in Scotland you've got like 5 different ethnic groups of all their own religions and languages. And it was mostly the lowlanders that were heading off English.
I feel like we're digressing.
Yes, we are.
We've gone slightly on a tangent.
But at least I was better in border dudes. I just wasn't attacking English. I was informing.
I wasn't attacking. It was just a fact that we had to wait for the good cartoons to come on when they.
Shut the
news for-
racist door, John. It's okay.
Good news. Good news that the best viewers on streamboo.com is their indigenous parody. Thanks for whatever the frick that is. So
We've
we'll
got the
remove that.
best. We've got the best
Marvellous.
viewers.
We have the best viewers.
So anyway, yeah, the cartoon. So coming back. Look at the hands. I've not brought the hands in yet. So
Get
yeah,
the hands up.
so yeah.
Should
So
be
essentially, so the cartoon was produced by the same people that did the Teenage Mutant Ninja or Hero Turtles, to give it its correct name. And you had a lot of the similar voice actors as well. But the whole premise of the cartoon is James Bond Jr. and very similar sounding people, such as supporting cast, like IQ, which is of course
Matt Davis doesn't get away with a comment like that. Roger Moore's an actor. It doesn't matter. He could play a Scottish character.
So you had similar characters like IQ, who was the grandson or the nephew of Q, and you also had supporting cast. But of course, they were in a very posh prep school, and they all went on adventures and had to escape the school to save the day. So it was very,
This description has run longer than the series, isn't it?
the series ran for 65 episodes, I think.
Did
Thanks
it?
for pointing that out.
Were they?
Wow.
Were they English? Were they English accented or American?
No. Well, it was American voice actors, but you had Nolan
It was
North doing-
Americanized, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
James Bond Jr. had an American voice.
no. They gave him they tried to give him a British accent, but it was
It was American British accent. He wasn't
Yeah.
going James. When he said his name, he didn't go James. He
No.
wasn't doing that.
no, and he definitely wasn't Scottish.
What was that accent? James.
I know what Jamie means. I know what Jamie means. I know what he
Oh,
means.
bloody
They don't
God.
hear it because they speak like that all the time.
Oh yeah. We were in
Sometimes when
Mary
Andy speaks to me, I'm about to hand him a broom and go, there's a chimney there.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo.
Okay, Mary
So-
Poppins, shut up.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins didn't sing that. Jesus, educate yourself. Anyway.
So, of course, with any cartoon in the sort of the is in the early 90s, you did get a toy line. So I've got a couple here. I've got pretty much mostly the whole collection of the series because it was very small, similar to Visionaries. You had 2 good guy vehicles, 1 bad guy vehicle, and a set of figures. So just to keep it familiar, here is what they did to Oddjob. Gave him that very, what would you want to call that, 90s rapper look, early 90s.
Did they make Oddjob look yellow?
Might need to make him big so we can see it properly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That might-
Whose idea was this discussion?
Yeah. Thank you.
We've
There's
attacked the English.
Jaws.
We've attacked the Scottish.
There's Jaws. Keep you familiar.
Just
And at the back there, you can see the sort of different toys you could get in the series. So I say I've got the majority of them on card.
You got the vehicles?
I've got the vehicles, yeah. I've got one here. I've not got the red Ferrari out the box because it's a pain in the arse where it's displayed. But I've got one of the little subs. So this is very Captain Planet, I would say. There's a very similar vehicle in the Captain Planet cartoon.
How many other cartoons are you going to touch on? You're going to leave any for us?
Yeah.
I think it's quite cool, actually. Someone's
Of
actually
course.
prepared.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
And there you go.
I
Get little figures
can
in it.
tell you now, John's like actually got the stuff there, which is useful
Yeah.
because I do not. But I don't remember. I don't remember the
Yeah.
cartoon, and I don't remember the toy line. That one has passed me by. But I remember seeing your pictures of the inbox toys.
And
I'm
that's my
guessing they're
favourite
quite hard
one,
to pick
yeah.
up.
No, not really. In all honesty, this is
Really?
probably the cheapest on-card figure set you can buy.
Oh.
So I've got one vehicle to get, but the majority of the whole set cost maybe overall about 120, and that was
Wow.
spacing it out.
Wow.
I got a lot of the carded figures for less than a tenner. So it's Again, it's just because it's that very much unknown.
But you ever figured of donating that to a museum? Like, there's a lot of museums there in Glasgow, and they'd probably be quite interested in a sort of toy section like that.
Well, they wouldn't get the whole set, but I could give them a double the Jaws. You know, and I guess he'd be the most sort of iconic one out of that cartoon. They did get Dr. No in it, and he's green for some reason and got the Fu Manchu going on. And thankfully, they didn't give him that. I'll say Bruce Sato accent. They gave him I'm being very nice there when I say that. As we know, Mask had the stereotypical accents for their characters. He was actually voiced by the guy who did Splinter in Turtles in the cartoon.
As was the style of the time.
Yes, it's of its time. But they didn't go that way with James Bond Jr. because it was the early 90s and we were a bit more.
But it's funny how accents change. I think it was a Street Fighter cartoon. I remember people complaining about Ryu had a very American accent when he spoke English. And I know from my family who are Chinese, in like Singapore and Malaysia, because they watch American TV, and because a lot of the teachers are American, when they do speak English, it's an American perfect accents. In fact, if you look in Europe, like people from Norway and Denmark and Estonia, etc., they're also going to be speaking accents which are very, very sort of Americanized. And I think sometimes people get stuck in a stereotype and don't realize how things can change and evolve, and have expectations that sometimes your accent should come when you're trying to speak the language, and that's just not really the case, depending on how you learned it or what reinforces your language skills.
But no, I completely agree, Jamie. But yeah, I'll leave it there. If you do want to watch some James Bond Jr. cartoons, they are available on YouTube.
You sing as a song, James Bond Jr.
I don't sing, Jamie. I'm Scottish. Come on.
But you look like a proclaimer. Why would you do that?
I used it.
Oh, here we go.
I used it, but I'm losing my hair. I need to get a wig.
To be fair, they might be too. I don't know. We've not seen them for a while, or I've not.
Yeah.
Still walking.
You lads might have bumped into them up in Scotland. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I don't think
Have we only had John's choice so far?
Yes. Yeah.
Jesus,
22 minutes in.
Well,
we maybe need to stop going on so many tangents. And let's concentrate.
Andrew, what's your choice?
Me?
Yeah. Andrew's gone. I've aged. I'm a decade older.
We promise nobody will interrupt you.
Okay. Think back to 1999. Kids TV was very wacky. Everyone had to use the word extreme, and there was a toy line that really grabbed me, and the show I thought was really fun. It was called Max Steel. Completely CGI show. Yep. It was like some sort of subline of Action Man. It was practically Action Man with a new hat, basically, but it was like a cool spy show. And I really liked it. Loved the toy line. Don't have any of the toys with me, but I really used to really like that show. I thought it was really good. I feel like it deserved a bit of resurgence until it did, and they completely changed it. They made him a kid, and it was more like Ben 10 than like the, young teen man, and you turn into like a spy at night type of thing with superpowers. But I think something like that would be pretty cool to come back in the way they used to do, kind of like the Action Man type of gimmicks with some of the toys and things was pretty cool. Yeah, that's my very obscure cartoon of the early year.
Quite cool there, Andrew. Andy, what would you like to bring back?
Jamie. The last 2 hours. No, I'm joking. Just the last 20 minutes. This is really difficult because, like, a lot of you guys seem to reference cartoons from the 90s, and I kind of I didn't really watch a lot of cartoons into the 90s, so a lot of the stuff that you guys reference doesn't really have any meaning to me because I didn't catch it at the time. I was out playing football or doing other things that for legal reasons I can't discuss. But 80s stuff, I'd go back to things like Dungeons and Dragons. I love that cartoon, and it still irks me. We've discussed this many times before. It still irks me that we never got an ending to it, that we never got to find out whether they kind of made it back
They've
permanently.
done a fan ending, haven't they? But they've got
but again, that's like fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. With all due respect to the people who do these incredible fan films and stories, there's loads of them in Star Wars and stuff like that.
But I think it was based on the reject script. It was like they did voice over.
Well, I did read the same thing. Whether or not it's correct, I don't know. I'd still like to have seen it done properly. So there's that.
The Moff would know.
And then all the other stuff that we've talked about before. So there's not a lot of cartoons that kind of were really like part of this when John suggested it was like stuff that we would remember, but maybe other people have forgotten about. But a lot of our viewership, not all, obviously, but a lot of them are of a similar age. So we've kind of grown up with the same kind of cartoons. But like Jason the Wheeled Warriors, that was such a botched toy line. You know, the cartoon was really good, but then the toy line was almost non-existent and didn't actually marry up with the cartoon and stuff. I think there's a lot of stuff that you could kind of get into. Ed, I was not riding motorcycles and shaving. Oh, wait, 90s. All right, I'll grant you, in the 90s, yes, but not at the start. I mean, I was only about 11. There's loads of stuff. Like, we discussed whatever.
Thundering across the stars to save the universe from the monster.
Anyway, Jamie, what was your choice?
Searching for your father to unite the magic.
That's all I could show before we'd get cut off. But it's just when you said Jason Wheeled Warriors, I had it ready and I just couldn't get it up fast enough. But yeah.
Name of your sex tape. Anyway, sorry.
Well, women don't complain because they like it when they last more than 30 seconds.
Notification for terrorists.
You know. But Jason Wheeled Warriors, it's like if I could just expand on that, Jason the Wheeled Warriors, where they actually got a very good writing team who decided this is what we're going to go with. And they were exceptionally quite well. And yet the toys didn't match up because obviously, they just were producing the toys and they were using Jason Wheeled Warriors to advertise it. And it's just a pity, but they didn't have the faith to go with them for a season 2 and integrate the new toys, the second wave of toys, into that story, which you could easily have done, because in some of the episodes in Jason Wheeled Warrior, they almost explained who was actually fighting the bad guys before those people showed up, like the Lightning League, which filled in with the toys. So they did make that sort of gap.
Cool.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, yeah, so I've completely lost my train of thought now, but yes, there's that. Ulysses 30, was it Ulysses 31? That was a weird one as well, because I remember the cartoon looking incredible, but then did they ever even do toys of it? I don't know. It was good. Theme tune was good too.
Yeah, too long hair. I mean, that was a danger. If you walked past like one of the planes and the turbines, they would just have been dragged in, screaming, minty, and just chopped into pieces.
That's always the biggest worry I have when watching any.
Don't go too near the engines.
Did somebody just say? Oh, produced by the folks behind Babylon 5. Babylon 5. I really like that show. There's a random one. It's got nothing to do with this discussion necessarily, but I really like Babylon 5. I thought it was very underrated. Anyway, somebody else talk.
Pete, what have you picked?
I'm going to pick something that I saw at the NEC Toy Fair, and I hadn't realised that there was a toy line for Pirates of Dark Water. And then I start thinking about Pirates of Dark Water and what a cool cartoon it was. And then I start looking at Pirates of Dark Water and I think, who did the voice acting? Well, only a young man called Peter Cullen, another young man called Frank Welker. And it really was in that era, I suppose, where you had a crop of voice actors that would just bounce from show to show, and some would be a success and some wouldn't be, but you'd have the same voice actors and it would be dependent on how it was written. But the cartoon was excellent, I think. And it's just seeing that toy on that card, and I don't know the character, but it just reminded me of, you know, Wednesday afternoons at 4 o'clock about Pirates of Dark Water. And I just thought, I hadn't thought about it for years. And then I did.
Did you see the Toy Galaxy have just literally today done the video on that very cartoon and toy line?
Have they?
Yes, if you haven't watched
wow.
it, which I assumed you
No.
had.
No.
That's why I thought you brought
No.
it up. Give it a
No,
watch. And
genuinely.
it explains literally kind of how apparently every episode of that cartoon cost $500,000 to make,
But
which
you
is
can
part
believe
of
it
the
with the
reason why.
animation. Yeah.
But they stuck it in the same time slot. I'm ruining the whole. You don't have to watch Toy Galaxy. They stuck it in the same time slot as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's the problem. It came up against something that was more popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still worth a watch, that video by Toy Galaxy, but not now. Later on after the show. But please don't go now. I'm not begging. I'm just asking.
It was it was seeing it wandering around a huge toy museum, like a toy fair, like a Sandown or an NEC, where you see these toys and stuff, and they do, you know, ring a bell in your head in terms of you know, a nostalgia kick, or it promotes a memory. But also, if you're interested in toy lines that you've forgotten about, maybe listen to a little podcast run by a friend of ours called Talking Toons, where Primetime Moth does cover a lot of these cartoons that we've forgotten about, because he has a vast knowledge of cartoons, because that's all he does. All right, he just sits and watches cartoons. All right, and he has lots of knowledge on them.
Well, it's not like he needs to wash his hair.
Oh, here we go. Shots fired. Anyway, he's very busy. No, I'm joking.
My choice is my choice I would like to see back as a cartoon. It had quite a cool toy line, which was good and actually matched with the cartoon. And it also was supported for 4 seasons, so there was a lot of episodes made. It was a good story-driven cartoon with good arcs, which is quite reminiscent of Babylon 5 when you think about it. I think they had it planned out to begin with, and which was quite rare at the time, because although the toy line failed, they still kept on producing the cartoon, because I think the directors on board, they just liked it. It was a good sci-fi cartoon, and it's something I think, like most cartoons in the UK, suffered from being on at sporadic times, which was very hard to track when it would be on next. And I think that's a lot of reasons that cartoons in the UK tend to die. And I think it's a lot of the reasons when we think about Transformers, where I think a lot of UK fans have a stronger affinity. The progenitors, the original fans, have a stronger connection with the G1 Marvel comics than they do with the cartoon.
Jamie's just quietly dying. He'll be back with us momentarily. Have a drink. Have a drink.
No.
God. Have a swig of something. I thought he was going to drink it through the straw then. Swig, man, swig. And he's back.
But I think that's a lot of reasons why UK fans find it a lot harder to connect with cartoons, where we probably had a stronger affinity with the comics, which were easier to keep track of and had a stronger continuity. For example, with Transformers the movie, there's a lot of people who probably watched the Rebirth first rather than Transformers the movie, and probably saw the Rebirth as a movie in itself. You know, what was parts 1, part 2, and parts 3. But yes, Exo Squad to me would be something that would be very cool to be bring back. And we've obviously seen so many hybrid versions of something like the Exo Squad. But to me, it was almost like, you know, the original Western cartoon when it came to using exosuits. You know, which I think the way to think about it is very reminiscent of the Aliens movie, when Sigourney Weaver goes inside the sort of thing they use to sort of move
the
boxes
loader.
around and stuff.
I was
Yeah,
just going to say that's what that intro to the cartoon made me think of straight away was the loader from Aliens when Ripley
and
gets
that's the
attacked.
thing. And that's what I loved about it was basically when you look at war or anything like that, a lot of weapons were always designed as tools first, which then got adopted to become weapons. And yeah, something like that, like the heavy loaders, which you kind of got in Aliens, maybe making that a live action movie, or something like The Matrix. When I think in The Matrix 2, you saw it more significantly when they were inside those sort of like cyborg suits and trying to shoot all these robotic things with tentacles, etc. But yeah, Exo Squad for me.
I think Moff makes an interesting point there about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons, that some of the modern ones have told better stories than the originals. I think you've got to remember that the cartoons in the 80s tended to be episodic. So each episode was a standalone thing. There wasn't necessarily a lot of actual longer storylines that were threaded through and drawn out, whereas modern storytelling has become more that way. So if you miss episodes now, you might find yourself not really knowing fully what's going on, where back then you could just drop in on pretty much any episode of, say, Transformers, and you knew what was happening because each episode was its own little story most of the time. Not all of the time, but most of the time. So that's different.
I think way back in the 80s and the 90s, they had so many rules they had to jump around and many hoops to jump around for, especially for localization in different countries. And I think the cartoon, which was a master of doing it, was the Batman Adventures, where they got away with so many deep thought episodes, which you'd think, how did they get away with it, even though they played it right on the line about the rules they could break and get away with, making sure that the gunfire was laser fire, etc. And I think they were a masterclass in awesome writing, because they did a mixture of arcs, episodic, and continuity, which I think, well, I can't say because I've not really watched modern cartoons apart from probably anime, which is, it feels like it stopped being matched, but I'm probably wrong, because like Wolf highlighted now, there's probably awesome cartoons out there which I've not even watched. I think of Bionic 6. I love Bionic 6, but for the life of me, I can't remember the episodes. But I remember how much I loved the characters.
Well, it's interesting. So it's a point a few people have made about reinvention as well. Some cartoons, toy lines were able, like Transformers, has been able to reinvent itself so many times, whereas not all managed to do that. Some just kind of fall away. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, exactly the same. Power Rangers, I mean, it's a stock thing with Power Rangers, isn't it? Was it 2 or 3 years, Andrew? You'll know that it's like, right, we refresh it and it's got a different gimmick this time, whatever it might be.
It was until Hasbro said no and they sold everything. But yeah, that was the case for the last 30 years.
Can you tell I'm not a big Power Rangers fan?
I'm afraid
But
I'm
no,
just
I do agree. It's very much that it's really looking back on a certain time period. It's weird what has caught people's attention and has kind of stuck around, and has become quite, pop culture icons, as it were, over the years.
I do feel, in some ways, I think because America culture, and I do apologise to America's watching, seems to be at war with itself constantly just now. I do think when we get new cartoons, or reimagining our cartoons and comics, it's sometimes we almost get into a trap. We want everything to be like it was originally. And I think sometimes that's something we've got to let go of, because I think you've got to take a chance and move something in the right way. It doesn't mean it's always going to work, but sometimes I think you've got to allow for it to change and to grow and to develop. And in the same token, I think some people change things for the sake of changing rather than having a reason behind it, which to me is just as bad. And I think the trouble with social media, it defends the idiots on both sides. Where I think where good examples of where they changed things, like if you think of the Flash TV series, where they changed things, and the current Superman TV series where they changed things, and it worked well. you know, and I think there was no one up in arms because I don't think they knew the characters well enough to realise the changes which had happened. But because the acting and the writing was so spot on, no one cared. Within about 2 or 3 episodes, people fell in love with these characters. So I think when we see these cartoons coming back, I would love to see them different. I'd love to see them different and reimagined, not because the writers are arrogant and think they can do a better job, but because the writers are just thinking, I want to do something different. Because you've got the originals. I don't want to do a carbon copy of the originals. I want to do something different or continue with the story like someone brilliantly said with the X-Men. You know, continuation, make new characters. And I think that would be something I would like to see. You know, because I think sometimes you've got to take a chance and make new characters.
From a Transformers point of view, I'd like to see them have a go at reinventing something like Armada and the Unicron trilogy. Because I think if they tried it again, the characters, the toys, look back on in a very positive way now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen that coming through Legacy. So you could reinvent it in the comic books in the same way G1 gets reinvented over and over again. We could have Transformers Armada again, but it's the same designs and characters, but just a modern storyline and storytelling with the minicons. Because the minicons were hugely popular. And they still are. A lot, you know, we're all moaning because we're getting Armada toys with no minicons. So give it a go, Hasbro. Try it. Why not? What have you got to lose apart from money, which is obviously what you don't want to lose?
Which you're very good at losing, apparently.
Well, they're doing very well at it. Cox out.
You beat me to
that a command?
That's for after the show. Join us.
So some of the show take a brave, noble stand against the hierarchy of Hasbro.
Take a noble stand with that Cox out. I'm not sure that's the way we want to
Later,
go.
John claims it was a very cold night. Up in Scotland.
Anyway, I feel like we've reached the natural end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before the nakedness.
Just before
the good stuff. You know.
Anyway.
That's why it's a show after dark. Subscribers only.
Oh.
I think
behind the paywall.
Yeah. I think we should do it in reverse, you know, where if you don't pay us money, we'll send you nude photos.
You pay me to put clothes on.
You keep us clean.
Pay us not to slide into your DMs with nudes. What a great business idea that is.
Yeah.
Instead of only fans, no fans.
Only one fan.
Lonely fans. Anyway, sorry, we've gone on another tangent.
For God's sake.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much for having Virtual Dave here, Andrew. Make sure to check out his wonderful Instagram account. He's also on Twitter, but his Instagram account is a constant feed of toy goodness. Same with John there. Make sure to check him out. I think he's mostly active on Instagram. Starting to be active probably on Bluesky more as well, where you'll get to see some cool Transformer toy photography and his general very much hot takes of what he does do third parties. So, you know, what can you do? But thank you very much for joining us this weekend. And I hope everyone has an exceptional weekend. And we do really appreciate your company tonight. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend. And I have to now pick the intro. No, it's not working again.
Fill time. Let's all fill time. Let's all fill time. La 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 la.
I'm just going to have to manually click it now.
Be ready for the end of the outro then. Everybody get ready.
Here we go.
It's time for Transformers, the show! From Michael Bay to Marvel UK, everyone on endless screen. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot stands wet dream. Grab a broom and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring
No, we forgot something. We forgot something.
Oh crap! It's already gone.
Oh, we forgot something, and we still got 34 people. I'm sorry, but yes, we forgot something, and it's
Are we still doing it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely doing it because I need to work out.
Here we go then.
You know, so it's for the Blockies competition.
Oh God!
You know, so
Not a
bear
wheel.
with me. I'm going to just shuffle a couple of times. The first person to be picked is going to be the winner. They get to choose. I think it was Megatron or Lita 1. I think that was the case. I can't remember exactly. And then the person that becomes second gets the leftover. So fingers crossed. Good luck. We're going to go do this now.
We not call it a leftover. The runner-up prize. Oh
no!
You have to be serious.
Oh, you tosspot.
Can we just place on record? Can we just place on record? Bisto is exceptionally lucky.
So the winner is Bisto. The winner is Bisto, and now we're going to do the runner-up. So we're going to remove Bisto.
He can't win this time.
Oh my God!
And we have a new winner, someone who's actually never won something before. We've got Adam, so I'll be finding what Bisto wins, and then I'll be contacting Adam, and hopefully it'll be sent out within the next year or two. No, it'll be sent out hopefully within a month. Just bear with me.
Bisto's just asked, "Why am I on the wheel?" Didn't he ask?
He sent in a picture. This is the pictures.
Why did you enter the competition, Bisto?
Well,
I'll
I'll speak to Bisto. If you want to pass, I can go for a third person if you want to do that. But you did select. So
can you confirm, Bisto, very quickly so we can all go home?
Yeah.
Whether or not.
Yeah.
He said he was
come on.
Is Bisto confirmed? Does he want to pass on his prize?
Bisto, do you want to pass on the prize, which would then, I guess, make Adam the
winner? Then I can pick the second one.
Adam Sutton.
Are you sure? We don't want to force you because you did legitimately win.
He's up to Bisto, and to be fair, Bisto is such a lovely bloke.
He says,
so Bisto's the winner. Bisto's the winner. Okay.
No,
Adam's second.
Again.
Yes, he said spin again. Good man.
All right. Oh, okay. We're moving Adam. Here we go.
Oh, so the runner-up prize goes to
Sam Formers.
Oh, Sam.
And Sam Formers is not here to pass. I don't think he's watching today.
Sam is not here, but we have a video message from him.
And just to quickly, I'm just going to share the photos which were entered for the competition. So I'm just going to remove that, share screen, so we can look at there. And hopefully that's there. And is it changing? Nope, wrong one. So there we have Adam, who was a wonderful winner. And thanks to Bisto, who actually passed. We've got Paul, which made me laugh out loud, actually. Paul was really funny. Some good photos there. These are the ones which made it to the last stages. Skywarp's photo there, sucking on lemons, quite a cool one. Lime, even. And there we've got Sam Thompson there. So nice little Christmas themed there. Two of the Christmas themed ones have won. And there's Bisto. looking absolutely gorgeous. What a man. That's
now he said he was drunk. he's very happy there. God bless you, Bisto, and all who sail on you.
Bisto is blessed. Bisto, could you buy my lottery ticket this weekend? But anyway, thank you for showing tonight. I do apologise for the late prize thing, but at least we've got 2 winners there. And I shall contact Adam first to find out which one he wants to choose, and then Sam Formers will get the runners-up prize, not the leftovers.
It's time for Transformers, the show!